Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Melanie. This is Adventures in Hostessville, and welcome to episode 23 of the Vintage Magazine Project and the third week of the June 1972 Cosmopolitan. Ba-da-bum, ba-dum-bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, first off, you may notice that Hostessville looks a little bit different this week. I just yesterday arrived in Michigan for a summer theater gig, and my artist housing is this very cute, very tiny little pine-paneled room here. And this is the only part of it that doesn't have a door or, the bathroom sink. There's still a window, but it's covered up by this little red curtain, which is great for this week to have a little red anything, because this week's article is Shaping Up with Mao Tse-Tung. Okay, first off, I would like to point out that this is not Chairman Mao. So this comes out, of course, in June of 1972. In February of 1972 is when Nixon makes his famous trip to China and meets very briefly with Chairman Mao and then does a bunch of other stuff too. So I think it's sort of in the public consciousness. And so this magazine article says, ping pong is fine, but Chairman Mao wants every Chinese citizen to get into the Fitness Act. Based on traditional Tai Chi movements, but minus the languid quality of Tai Chi, the exercises are done fast and forcefully. I don't have those silky red pants either, but it looks like this first one starts with my hands down, then up like this, halfway, all the way up, then down, then out, then down. This is saying that all of a sudden Chairman Mao has recently instituted this policy. That's not really true. The radio calisthenics have been coming over Radio Peking, as they say, since 1951. And it's everybody. It's all the men and it's all the women, and they quit what they're doing during work and they do these calisthenics all together for a couple of minutes and then they go back to what they're doing. And in June of 1972, the United States actually has instituted something that is going to make athletics a whole lot easier for a lot of women too, because in June 1972 is when Nixon signs into law Title IX. So on this one, my feet are together, and then I punch out, punch the opposite one, punch, and come back. Oh, I was probably supposed to change legs. So, Title IX is actually an amendment to the 1964 Civil Rights Act, because that act didn't actually protect women or, protect by sex within education. So Title IX states that no person in the United States shall, based on sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. Ha, ha, ha. Up. Whew. Back there. Is he spinning? What's he doing? That can't be. Title IX was officially written by Patsy Mink, who's a representative from Hawaii. She was actually the first woman of color to serve in Congress. And she was very used to discrimination in education because she had wanted to be a doctor. She was coming at it from having been class president of her high school class in Hawaii, becoming that like 2 years after Pearl Harbor, when Japanese Americans weren't exactly flavor of the month. So she's still class president, she's valedictorian. She gets her double degrees from college in, I think, zoology and chemistry, but she can't get into medical school because they're like, I don't really want to take women because, you're just going to find a husband and drop out of the profession, so we should save those positions for men who will actually do it. Anyway, she can't get into medical school, so she ultimately goes to law school. And then it's a whole thing, because she wants to take the bar in Hawaii, but they're like, oh, you can't, you're not a Hawaiian resident, because she's married some guy from Pennsylvania. So now, even though she's never been to Pennsylvania, suddenly she's a Pennsylvanian and can't take the Hawaii bar. Oh, we're touching toes now. I don't know if this guy is turning around in these pictures so that I can see it better, or if I'm supposed to be actually doing all of this spinning. Back, kick, back, down. Oh. So Title IX passes, and it is not specifically in the athletics bill, but one of the reasons I think that people tend to think of it as such is because immediately that's what everybody is freaked out about. So in 1974, Representative John Tower proposes an amendment saying, yeah, okay, equal in everything, but obviously, like, we're gonna ignore sports, right? And to Congress's credit, they're like, no. But just because Title IX has gone through does not mean that necessarily everybody is following it. And notably, there's a protest at Yale a few years later, I think in 1976, of the women's rowing team. And the women are actually really good. Like, some of the women on their team are already like silver medal world champions and stuff like that. And the men's team isn't frankly all that great at that point. But they don't have equal facilities for both, which they are supposed to have under Title IX. The boathouse only has locker rooms for the men. So after they're done with crew and they're all freezing cold and like their sweat is freezing into ice on their skin, the men go into that boathouse, into their showers. The women's crew team waits for them on the bus in their wet clothes until the men are warm and dry and it's time to go home. There actually is like a separate little area for the women that has like 4 showers, but the city and the college can't work out the variance around the plumbing or whatever, so it doesn't have hot water. So they're like, oh yeah, there's stuff for the women, and the women are like, what? So the women have had it with this. Like, in fact, some of them even get pneumonia, and they're just done. Oh dear. Oh, look how he is looking at his tremendous bicep here. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. They call a meeting at the physical education director's office, and they've called ahead of time to get a reporter and a photographer there as well. So the women meet up ahead of time, and they write Title IX across their bodies and their backs. And when they get there, they strip their clothes, and there they are, naked, with Title IX written all over them. And one of them makes a speech saying, like, these are the bodies that Yale is abusing. These are the bodies that are not being treated. These are the bodies that are winning your crew awards. But it works. And they get their showers. And a lot of those women on that crew team are now attorneys and doctors. And one of them owns an all-female plumbing company. During the Obama administration, Obama extended this to guarantee that it also covered LGBTQ students. Some of that got rolled back during the last administration, and just in today's news, it has come out that that is now going to be covered. We hope. Kick out, kick out, kick out. This is hard. Are we all just like accountants are going out and doing this during the day? This is very complicated. Oh, you know what? I missed this last direction. Maybe this is why I'm not doing it well. It says, be sure to put some martial music on the record player. And in parentheses with a little question mark, it says, Sousa? That's obviously what was missing. Title IX states that, I got it,